Shay lost her battle to save her right forearm and hand from the result of an ATV accident last year. As a junior girl and as a varsity girls softball player, this incident could have been devastating to her as a student, but also as a young adult. As we know, fitting in and looking good like your group is important to girls at this age. You just don't want to look different. Also, the idea of an athlete losing a limb is an important physical and mental hurdle to overcome. Yes, Shay has overcome all these physical and mental obstacles to be successful her senior year. However, she has not just muddled through, she has soared over them. She came back to school after healing from her injury and passed all her second semester classes as a junior, and she is on schedule to graduate with her class as a senior. She also came back as an athlete. Shay is on the varsity girls softball team, but just not as a member, she is a team captain and a player. Fitted with a prosthetic arm, Shay has had some timely hits to help the team to a playoff-bound season. Her attitude and smiley face has not only been an encouragement to her teammates, but also to her teachers and the office personnel.
When I first met Jordan, I thought he was probably the sweetest young man I'd ever met. He always wanted to help, make somebody smile, or tell a story to the class. After the first quarter ended, Jordan told me that his mother and his brother had been kicked out of his grandparents' house. He wasn't sure where he was going to live, but he had lived in a car before and wouldn't be surprised if it was going to happen again. As it turns out, he was able to go and live with a friend for a short while. It was very hard on him because his mother and brother wanted him to live with them. I don't remember the circumstances, but I want to say it was in the car again. Jordan's mother has been in and out of jail for drug usage, and Jordan has tried to compensate the best he could under the circumstances. When he and his family were invited to move back in with his grandparents, they were there for about a week or two when his grandfather died. This was devastating to Jordan, who's already a very caring and sensitive young man. Since then, he's been living with his grandmother and struggling to please her. Last Saturday, when I went to an Eagle Scout honor court ceremony for another student, there was Jordan in the front row. He's a junior and he already has his Eagle Scout badge. This is incredible. Only a small number of young men actually reach this level, and he did it before most. I see a positive attitude with a smile every time I see Jordan. He doesn't ever ask for favors to get him through. He's hardworking, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Everything he committed to be as a scout.
Although Carolina has never been a student of mine, as her aunt, I have seen how she has overcome tremendous challenges throughout her academic life thus far. Carolina was born with albinism. In addition to having sensitivity to the sun, being legally blind, she has also had to struggle with looking different. She began her time with VUSD at Montalvo in the two-way immersion program. The transition to school was very difficult for her. Luckily, she encountered several amazing teachers and staff members, including but not limited to Gina Wallowitz, Steve Flores, Jose Chicote, Dr. Michelle Dean, who not only had the patience to guide her in the right direction, but they never expected any less from her than they did of any other student.
Carolina is a remarkable girl. As her first grade teacher, I was amazed at her ability to take everything in stride. Carolina had challenges that other students didn't, but that never stopped her. She was one of the most responsible first graders I have ever known.
Through the course of the 6 years she spent at Montalvo, she blossomed into a confident and capable student. She then went on to Anacapa Middle School and again has had to overcome challenges. The curriculum continues to grow more and more demanding, and the social challenges have increased. She really sticks out in a crowd and has had to learn how to abide by the motto, sticks and stones. Despite having to use specialized equipment to read her textbooks, working twice as hard when taking notes, and doing it mostly in a second language, she has kept up her grades and she has even been on the honor roll several semesters.
She always remembered to wear her hat at recess, managed her glasses, and navigated a playground almost entirely by memory due to her lack of vision. She was a 6-year-old who inspired me daily with her strength and perseverance. Others would be discouraged by the daily challenges that she experiences, but Carolina is motivated by them. She never complained, and she always tried her best.
She's an inspiration to me and anyone who gets to know her. Her mother, my sister, and I both agree that she really couldn't be where she is today without the guidance and support of so many people in Ventura Unified.
It has been a pleasure to watch Carolina continue to succeed, and I have no doubt that she will be successful in any goal she sets for herself.
Johnny Orrantia is currently a 7th grader at Anacapa Middle School. I first met him as the younger brother of one of my kindergartners, Jeanette Orrantia. A year later, I had the pleasure of having Johnny in my kindergarten class at Poinsettia. Johnny and Jeanette were being raised by their great-aunt, Rosemary Shore, since their mother was unable to care for or even have a relationship with them, and their father was in and out of custody. Johnny's father eventually got out of jail and started to make responsible decisions for the well-being of his 2 children. Unfortunately, he was violently killed here in Ventura a few years ago, leaving his children stunned and fatherless.
Johnny is a wonderful young man who from a very young age has struggled with the physical abandonment of his mom and dad. He is a typical kid finding his way as a 13-year-old teenager, sometimes shy and unsure of himself, but quite often with a wonderful self-confidence.
It was in kindergarten, 7 months after Rosemary took guardianship of the children, that Jeanette was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer, a cancer that historically is not responsive to chemotherapy or radiation. She struggled against it and fought bravely.
My Jeanette is an amazing young lady. She draws you in with her smile and open heart. She loves life and believes that every new day will bring something wonderful. She has handled her numerous surgeries and treatments and eventually the loss of her leg with great strength. Jeanette began missing school for long periods of time when she was initially diagnosed in 2000. The absences became longer through the years as her disease progressed. Sadly enough, I met numerous parents during Jeanette's hospitalizations whose children were being homeschooled because they lacked not only the support of the school, but of their classmates as well. How very blessed Jeanette was to have been given so much love and support for so many years.
Sadly, Jeanette's valiant struggle came to an end on October 14, 2009.
I look back at the many years of letters, donations, delicious meals, gift cards, prayers, and Anacapa teacher Pam Belitsky's amazing fundraiser for Jeanette. The overwhelming kindness and generosity of our wonderful community is the reason why we still have our home today.
I am nominating Johnny Orrantia because of the person he is and wants to be. I honestly don't know him that well, but I have witnessed a boy who has had to grow up far too quickly. Most people in our district knew or knew of his sister Jeanette, and ever so quietly, waiting on the sidelines, was her Johnny.
Needless to say, Johnny has encountered countless obstacles and personal loss in his short life. Despite this fact, Johnny not only survives but thrives and shows maturity while doing so. In school, Johnny has recently chosen to attempt a regular education course, World Geography, despite the academic challenges it poses. With the help of his tutor, Rogelio Ramirez, Johnny is now passing the class and progressing daily. This extra effort has paid off and Johnny is experiencing the pride that comes from a job well done. Johnny is a shining example of how a caring, committed school district can come alongside a student and a family to encourage them as they strive to overcome great challenges. Rosemary continues to provide the loving support and structure Johnny needs to soar and has helped him to be the gentleman I know him to be. I'm proud to be Johnny Orrantia's former teacher and friend. I expect great things from him and trust he will help lead our community into the future with his fine personal qualities.